Hi, hello, it's Thieleaf. Today we're going to do the next 4 inks. They're all quite pink. 3 diamine inks and 1 sailor ink. We get a break from diamine. As of yet, I haven't posted or edited the first video, but I have recorded it. I am using a sailor hocoro dip pen, a very cheap glass pen from AliExpress with a broad nib. My water will have to move up. I have some water. This glass dip pen from Liebmann with a very fine tip. I'll just remove the protection for it. And this cocktail stirrer, also from AliExpress, although you can find many things similar. I will be using both this end and this end. Okay, and the inks that I'm going to be using are diamine, amaranth, Sailor Ink Studio 252, Cult Pens and Diamine's Sultry Strawberry, and Cult Pens and Diamine's Grey Skies No More. Here are some of the inks from last time. I did just record some footage of them right next to the window. I'll put this guy here. Okay, so amaranth is going to go up here because that was the last of the group that I had gotten these last inks in. All of the portions of this video where I'm not talking are going to be sped up a little bit to save, you, the viewer, time. Though of course, feel free to skip through things or to use the YouTube's own speed settings to speed things up even more if you would like. Especially since I might talk quite slowly as I'm trying to formulate the things I'm trying to say. And as mentioned in the previous video, this is the Hobonichi A6, no, this is the Hobonichi A5 plain grid notebook. This uses original tomoe river paper. I bought this before that switch had been made. Okay, let's get started. I actually might have to move my coffee out of the way, which means I'll forget about it, but oh well. I will have to have this at a little bit of an angle, but I'll make sure to keep checking about if I'm in frame or not. Okay. Oh, I really have to put this at much more of an angle, sorry. I didn't realize how much I needed that. And this is still the 23. No. Okay, we're fine. The danger of that sometimes. Don't worry about how small I'm writing, you will get to see this close up. And that's as far as that one will go. I should have done that a little bit differently, but I didn't. That's fine. So, this is one of the inks I've used quite a lot because it's one of my oldest ones, and I really, really like this colour. It is a lovely greyish purple with a lot of really interesting chroma shading. And I wrote down the date on this one. 17. That's not true. Okay, hold on. I must look at my swatch book. Because this is placing this as having gotten it before. These are 3, not 5. Oh no. Okay, I see. I see how this error has been made. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to make a note of that. Do I write Ink Studio? I do write Ink Studio here. There's that. There's a bunch of empty space there, but that's just how this name works. Yeah, I actually didn't really have space for the S, but you know. Okay. Move this to the side just a little bit. Yes, that's in frame. These colors are beautiful. I really, really like this color. It's so delicate. Okay, and I will wait for this to dry enough to be able to turn the page, which shouldn't be too long, although I am a little bit worried about this so close to the inside of the paper. But yes, I will leave this for a minute, probably have something to eat for myself, and then I will come back to do the next two. Okay, hi, I'm back. Sorry if you can hear my oven in the background. I am baking some baguettes, but I think that this is dry enough that I can use some clips to stop it from touching the side. Don't mind my oven making noises. Okay, so I'm gonna put some clips over here, in fact, I'm gonna put this one over here. This is just so that when I flip the page over, there's something stopping the page from touching this one. Okay. And now we flip. And it doesn't touch. Now we have strawberry, or sultry strawberry and grey skies. No more. So I'll have to tilt my book again so that I can get started. I wish there was a way I could set this up to not have to tilt the book really, but I think that's just something we're going to have to live with. So, sultry strawberry. I've actually used quite a lot of this ink and not in a pen. In my first proper journal, well, not first proper journal, my first successful journal is what I'll call it, which is where I got into fountain pens near the end of it. I liked using this one to decorate the pages a bit. It's a very pale color, but I do really like it. It's a very pretty pink. That S is a little bit squeezed in there, but that's fine. And I don't think I'm gonna have room to write sultry strawberry, so I'm going to write the sultry with this pen. Oh no, I really don't have space. Here we go. I actually went over, but that's fine. I don't really care that much. I think it's quite fun to have mistakes in here. This color might be nice in a TWSBI Eco, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it's too light to use like that. Okay, let's put this up here. Am I in frame? Yes. Okay, good. In fact, we'll go over it. There we go. So, oops. Now we do the water swatch. Sorry, I think my head just touched the camera, so sorry. Now some more water. Yeah, I don't think this color does very interesting things with water. Now, gray skies no more. Nope. I almost did this line in the wrong place again. Oops, that wasn't meant to be that big, but oh well. 2, 3. There you go, I had room for it that time. And I'm actually going to do the first part with this one, and then no more can get written with that ink. Oops, oh. That. This is a really fascinating color, although it is 2, 3. It is much drier than a lot of other colors. Yes, there's the same number of like squiggles there as here, but obviously it's much more spread out because it's drier. It has beautiful shading of blue and also this like yellowy brown color. It makes me think of when the pavement is hit by rain. Okay, another water swatch. And my bread should be just about done, so I will leave this to dry. Well, put it back in frame. And I will be back to show off the colors. I'm back from eating lunch, and I realize that you've probably wow, been yelling at the screen because I didn't write the alphabet here. Or maybe you're just as clueless as me. I'll do that quickly. this dries really fast, so I don't think it will have to wait too long for it. Okay. That one won't take very long to dry at all. In fact, I think it's already dry. Oh, let's put the lid on that before a disaster happens. Yes, okay, that's already dry. So, I'll stand up so I can make sure I see in the viewfinder. These are the inks we swatched today. Here's amaranth. It's really lovely. It has this a little bit of a sheen. It doesn't often show up too much in writing unless the ink is evaporated. But here it is. You can see some of that sheen if I tilt it towards the window. In drier nibs, it does shade a little. You can see pieces of shading around here. There you go. Around the edges of here where it doesn't quite reach the edge. Lovely color. Sailor Ink Studio 252. I really adore this color. There is wonderful shading in it. It's hard to get the camera to focus on the small writing, but I am able to see small bits of shading in there too. So cool. And of course, if you are writing much larger than me, there is visible shading in the letters. And you can see here that it wants to shade quite a lot. I'll close my window even though it's really hot. Yeah, I really love this. For real? Shut up! Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful color. I love the way that the ink pools and makes these really intricate little ripples of color along here. And you see here with the water, you can really see that green come out. It's truly no wonder that my bottle is down to here. Obviously you can't see it when I tilt it to the side, but it is about halfway through used. And then we have Strawberry, or Sultry Strawberry by Diamine. I think my camera is making this a little bit less pink than it is. I mean, obviously it still looks pink to you, but I think it's quite a bit brighter in person. I've generally found that phone cameras struggle to see pink properly. No, really, really lovely color. No sheen or anything. But it does shade quite a lot between this main color and then this much lighter color here. Doesn't really do anything with the water, but that's to be expected. And then Grey Skies No More. I feel like the depth of this shading is not quite getting picked up on camera, but it is really, really pretty. And you can see it in the letters here too. when you write bigger, you can focus on that. There is some visible shading, although of course for my very small writing there is none. Yeah, this is a beautiful colour. Very dry though. Not so much of a problem for me, but I do think for most people this ink would not be fun to use unless it's in an absolute gusher of a pen. And yeah, there's a lovely effect with the water too. I really like this bit here where you can see it bleeding outwards. Yeah. So that's these so far. And the next inks are Diamine Celadon Cat, Sailor Ink Studio 162, those are very similar colours, and then Diamine Peach Haze and Diamine Lavender, which I actually have inked in pens, so I'll be able to finally write those, and, you know, show this section as it's supposed to be used for writing inks. That is all for now. Bye-bye.